All right, now listen to what Trump said about taking on the bureaucracy in Washington.
I will implement an immediate regulation freeze, which will stop Biden bureaucrats from continuing to regulate. Most of those bureaucrats are being fired. I'll also issue a temporary hiring freeze to ensure that we're only hiring competent people who are faithful to the American public. I'll also sign an executive order to immediately end federal government censorship of the American people. In America, we believe in free speech, and we're bringing it back starting today.
Right, Newt Gingrich with us this morning. Newt, he seems to relish going after the bureaucracy. Should it be his first priority?
No, I mean, his first priority should be the economy. His second priority should be the border and the legal immigration. But to get that done, you have to somehow get control of the federal bureaucracy.
Yep.
When Lincoln became president, he fired 1,200 of the 1,500 people who were policymakers. And if he had not done that, he couldn't have won the Civil War. Well, if President Trump really wants to achieve his goals and really wants to make America great again, there are going to be a lot of left-wing bureaucrats who are not going to be here in the next 6 months or the next 2 years. So, you know, but there are a lot of things. I was just noticing, by the way, we currently fund Afghanistan with the Taliban to the tune of about $1.6 billion. That should be transferred immediately to helping North Carolina and California. I mean, why are we sending money to our enemy who fought us for 22 years, who suppresses women, suppresses gays? This is just an example of the Biden sloppy administration that thought you should give money to everybody. I think President Trump gave the most revolutionary State of the Union yesterday of any American president.
It's a revolution.
Remarkable.
It was a reverse of just about everything that we've slumped into.